All right. And here we go. All right, Maryanne, here we go. Okay. Hey, TL, MJ, and everybody, Dina Divine. Good to see you. Maryanne. Hang on. Let me unmute you. What's going on, Maryanne?
Hey there, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Great.
One
Yay.
second. Oh, let me get the let me get this put out. Here we go. I'm going to put the link for Zoom in the, how do you do this?
I posted it on my page and I also put it on the invite that I sent out for people.
Okay, cool.
And I don't remember if I put it in the Soulogy.One Studios. I might have, but I can't remember.
Let me just make sure while I'm, okay. God. Sure. I don't know how to work this thing. Okay, I'm just gonna have to, I'll
You
just
want
do
me
it.
to check and see if it's in. I can check and see if it's in
No,
there.
no, I got it. Hang on one second.
Okay.
One second. Yeah, we're already live on Facebook. This is a new setup for me, so I'm a little bit thrown off here. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. And out. And sorry about this, Maryanne.
That's okay. There's nothing to be sorry about. You know how this works.
I know. I'm just making it up as we go.
We're still in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, so.
Okay, let's see here. Share. And yeah, normally I have all this done, but I'm at my friend's and I'm using his setup here, so it's a little bit foreign to me, but I'll get the hang of it. Okay, so let me just get a couple more. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Let me plug this phone in. All right, we got a few people. Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly. I can
Okay.
hear you absolutely perfectly. Let me get this off so I can focus on you. Focus. Oh my. I'm not used to this fancy stuff here. Okay, expand. Oh, there we go. All right. Maryanne, how are you doing?
Hey there,
Oh my
everyone.
God, you are, I've been cursing too much today on the
Oh,
previous
that's all right.
show, but
I curse all the time.
good. Well, this is, I got to tell you, 1,600 shows. I mean, we've done, I think, 4 shows together. Um, you know, I don't even know what to say to you because you're just you're a warrior.
I'm
You come.
tired of being a warrior.
Well, I mean, you come on this show in the past. You come on this show. You share so much stuff. You share your channelings, your connections, your blessings. You're straight up, no bullshit. You know, approach, directness, and you're funny. You're honest and you're raw, and that's just like total for me. The rawness and the authenticity and the courage is just like, in the humor. It's just like,
You got to bring the humor in,
yeah, yeah,
especially during these times. We all need humor.
yeah. I gotta say too that I woke up. I know we had talked, and I remember the last time we talked that you had just gotten re-diagnosed, or that at least it was in the air,
Yeah.
and you were in fact, I was like, why, I'm surprised she even brought this up, and you were like, you know what, I'm asking these questions, and it was so real, and I didn't hear anything else about it until I guess it was about a week ago, and I opened up the news feed and I saw Wanda Vitale had posted this GoFundMe.
Yeah.
And so I immediately was like, okay, let's get this through the network. And and I'm just going to be frank, we're all in this together. There's multitudes of things happening. Nobody's got the fucking answers. I'm sorry. I mean, we've got a
No,
little bit of this, a little bit of that. Excuse my
that's right.
French, but we've all got pieces, and we're all doing our best. And and I don't mean this in a bad way, but there's some bullshit out there, and I've been guilty of it too. I'm not saying that I'm not, but the response and the support that came through was, and I know it must have been incredible for you, but it was
Oh,
so
I'm still in
phenomenal.
tears. I'm still in tears. I can't even put it into words.
Yeah,
The love and support that I feel. I've never felt this loved and supported in my entire life. And if it took cancer to get me to this experience of reaching a part of myself that I was never able to go to,
yeah,
then perhaps this is a gift. And I have to really see it as a gift. And I want to thank each and every one of you who've been here to support me. I can't even tell you how I feel because I don't think there's words for it. The feeling is the deepest gratitude I've ever felt in my life
yeah,
to everyone, whether you support it financially or just a shout out to say, hey, how you doing? Do you need anything?
yeah.
You know, it's incredible. This, you know, our soul tribe from Soulogy, from Facebook.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how blessed I am, how much I love each and every one of you, and how you're helping me change my life because of the love and the support. I just want to thank each and every one of you. It's the most important thing to me right now.
Well,
I love you very much, all of you.
well, and that's where I was, where I was going with it, because I thought about, yeah, I thought about you, and well, I looked at it and I said, you've seen so many people do fundraisers and just do different things and have different initiatives. And I'm not saying that we don't support each other. I think, again, we're all kind of going through this maze we're navigating, and we've always got shift on our mind and whatever. But when I saw that, I was like, wow, because I think I went in and there was probably, I don't remember, there was like maybe 2,500. We went and did what we could. And then, and I
Thank
kept going, you were very welcome. And I kept going back. I kept going back because I thought, I wonder how it's going. And boom, and boom, and boom. And I was like, holy shit. And I thought about the impact that that must have had on you, because you just don't see that, And I was like,
you. Oh, you do.
yeah, that was just like, wow, that alone. And you talk about the impact it had on you, but that affected, I think affected a lot of people.
Yes, it
Yeah,
did.
it really did,
Yes, it did. Absolutely. I hope that in some way we're all getting something from this, even though it has to be through a health issue. It's okay. I think it's bringing people together. I think, people are opening up and sharing their feelings and, sharing what's been inside of them that maybe they weren't able to get out, but because of something such as this GoFundMe, I hope that it's making a difference for all of us. Because I know for me, you've all impacted me in a way that I never thought was even possible.
Yeah. And I think that's what I'm trying to get to, is that what I see is that, because the energies are what they are, and all the shadow work and everything that we do. And you see, and we've all been there, acting out, projecting, up and down and up and down. And I think, and I never have liked the word hope. I think hope is the space between doubt and faith. That's just my own thing. But I see what I see, and this is going against me, but I mean, I, I think what happens is, because it gets so, I mean, I did it 2, 3 nights ago. I said, get me the hell out of here. You know, you know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
was nothing compared, I'm just saying that we've all been there,
Yeah.
but I think what I saw happen, because I think what happens, we get discouraged, and we start to we start to question things. And I
Oh,
think what
yeah.
and I think but I think what happened was, through this this experience, this occurrence is that it actually brought a spirit of hope. Like, you know what? This is real. You know, we're doing real work and this is really happening, you know. So I was just, you know, I was just honored to even to witness it, because it gave me something. It gave me a jolt. Like, wow, we can actually you know, we can actually elevate this thing up.
You know, I almost didn't want to do it. My cousin talked me into it because I thought you know, I feel awkward
Yeah,
putting out a GoFundMe. I've never asked anybody for anything in my life. I mean, I've always been an independent woman. I can't really work right now. I thought I would be able to. That's impossible.
yeah,
Was just denied, you know, supplemental income. And that's when I decided, you know what? I have to at least try. I just figure, well, even if I get a few $1,000s, it'll help me get through the next couple of months.
yeah.
Well, the first night of the GoFundMe, before I went to sleep, I happened to click on, and it was over $10,000, and I just burst into tears.
Yeah.
I didn't know even how to take that in, and I woke up in the morning, and it just kept coming in, and I'm like, oh my God! I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
And then I realized, I said, you know, when it went over the goal, I even didn't feel comfortable with the goal. I wanted it to just be maybe $5,000, and everybody's, no, put more. And I said, well, I feel weird.
Yeah.
So of course they talked me into it. But when it went over the goal, I said, you know something? I know right now the lesson here is for me to receive, because this is my big issue. I don't receive.
Yeah.
But I immediately went on to some other GoFundMe pages and donated, because I just couldn't stand not giving.
Well, it's but isn't that how it works? You know, more
Yeah.
than that.
And
Yeah.
I decided that, you know, I'm going to do more of that. As I find out more about what's going to happen with my healing and my prognosis, but I am absolutely interested in supporting anybody going through any health crisis where they're not getting the financial support and the love and the connection.
Yeah.
Because you know what, at the end of the day, we're all here for each other when we open our hearts and say, I'm here, I can help you. And this is the universe at play. This is the magic of the universe. The universe provided for me so that I could take better care of myself and get through this journey. But I also know deep in the heart of my Leo heart, the generosity of that Leo spirit, I can't not give to somebody who's going through something like this. I found a GoFundMe page of a mother whose newborn child, since the day this baby was born, has not gotten out of ICU. I could not sit there and watch that. I had to donate.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's what it's making me do.
Yeah. And like, in terms of like your, like, the stuff that we've discussed, like when you've come on the show, like your evolution and your connection, you know, the channeling and all that stuff, has it has it ramped up? Has it changed at all through
You
this?
can't, I can't even tell you. I'm walking in worlds I never knew existed.
Wow.
I mean, I'll tell you something. When I first got this diagnosis, it was 3 days before my 54th birthday. Happy birthday. Of course, the universe has got to throw some humor in there. They were laughing at me when I screamed at them, what are you doing to me? How could you do this to me? And of course, the angels were laughing. And I thought, okay, all right, this is a joke on me here. And I realized, I said to myself, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And when I had spoken to my surgeon, I first asked him, I said, well, you're going to treat me, right? He said, well, I am, but you're going to have to go through my colleague, because the location of the mass, I can't go in there and just take it out. And I said, well, what do you mean? What does that mean? He said, well, it's got to be done interstitially. And of course, my mind was all over the place. And I'm thinking, are you talking chemo? He said, yeah. And he knows me well. He said, I am. And I just said, oh, I can't do that. No way. I can't do it. And I got off the phone with him and I had to sit with Spirit and I said, okay, Spirit, you got to talk to me here because I'm at a loss and I need you. And I sat and I waited and I waited and I got such clear. And I didn't want to hear what was being told to me, but I got such clear information that you can do this. You may not understand it now, but you will. And you signed up for this because you're that incredible and you're that tough and you can do this. And I thought, oh my God. I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. So of course, I wound up in the ER 4 times, hospitalized twice, had to have a blood transfusion. Blood pressure dropped dangerously low. That's how I wound up in the ER and in the hospital. White blood cells dropped. I mean, you're talking, I went through an experience that I know that on some higher level, on a deep, deep level as well, that my soul chose this.
Yeah.
I have no doubt. I could sit here and say them, and many times I have, oh my God, what did I do? Why did I do this chemo? What the hell was I thinking? And then I'd step back, take a deep breath, and I see my higher self saying, it's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You're on schedule here. And I'm thinking, really? Are you kidding me? This is really supposed to be this way? I'm like, oh my God. And I have no doubt now. I questioned it at the very beginning. But I know deep in my heart of hearts, in my deepest soul, that my soul is doing this for the greater good of others, for my own growth, but to help others. The people that I'm meeting, from my doctors and their staff to other cancer patients, are angels on earth for me. My doctors listen to me when I have a concern. They're not so quick to say, too bad, you have to do this, and that's the way it goes. They listen to me. And when something doesn't feel right, they make sure I'm okay. I knew going in with the first round of treatments that I had 2 different chemos. One of those chemos was going to be a freaking troublemaker, and I knew it from the get-go. And that was the culprit one that caused a lot of the problems. So I finally called my nurse in while I was having a treatment. I said, I want to speak to my doctor. And he came down and I told him what was going on. And he said, okay, no more of this chemo. We're going to stop it, because I was hallucinating. My blood pressure was dropping. I couldn't pick things up. My neurological system was off. My nervous system was off. I mean, I thought I've had some intense trips going into other dimensions with ascension. You want to talk about add that on to chemo, and I have never seen things like I've seen before. You think chemo, I mean, the brain fog you get from ascension adding to the chemo brain is off the chart intense. I mean, I've been experiencing things that I thought, I don't know how the hell I'm getting through this, but maybe I'm a lot stronger than I give myself credit for. I'm learning so much from using both allopathic and holistic medicine, and how I can counterbalance these harsh effects of the chemo. But something else that's miraculous, and I don't know how, I don't have scientific proof, but I don't need it because I know what I feel. The chemo is doing something to my karmic wounds, to my traumatic wounds. It's sucking out the old frequency. I feel it. I experience it. I can't put it into words exactly, but I feel like it's like a vacuum going in and pulling out these knots, these imprints that I've somehow managed to keep inside myself. And it's not blaming myself. I think this is supposed to be this way.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that anybody should do chemo if they get diagnosed with cancer. All I'm saying is whatever your journey is, however way you choose to take it, you trust that. If you ever need me, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'll help you in any way that I can.
Do you, I guess in other words, do you, are you communicating with the energy of
Yeah.
the chemo?
Yeah. When I go in for treatment, I call in the Holy Spirit. And as I'm receiving, I have a port in me. As they put it in and I start to receive it, I call in the Holy Spirit and I ask the Holy Spirit to please come in and work with this medicine. Bring your love light medicine into this medicine and take out those cancer cells and protect me and hold me in your love and in your light and show me what it is I need to see. And I look at the chemo as your medicine. Yeah, you're a badass medicine, but I'm a badass warrior. So I guess that's the whole point of this. At first, of course, nobody wants to like it or even go there. And at first I had trouble, but then I started to say to it, okay, you're doing me a solid here. You're helping me. And I thank you for that. And I think that's what this lesson is that believe me, I was a person, I would never do chemo. I mean, the first 14 years ago when I went through this, I did not do chemo because of the location. I had surgery and radiation and I got through it beautifully. This is a whole other journey. It's a journey that I don't wish upon anybody, not that I ever would, but if anyone has to take it, there are things you can do to assist it. I'd be happy to help in any way I can. Make sure most important is that you have a team of doctors who listen to you, who honor you. That's going to be very important because one day when I was receiving treatment and my oncologist came in to see me, I looked at him and I said, Dr. Ingham, I bet you never had a patient like me before. And I laughed and he looked at me and goes, no, I have to say, I'm learning a lot from you, Maryanne, and I'm really thankful. And that was huge because I was like, wow. And I knew this was part of the lesson. Maybe I'm helping them learn other ways to treat cancer patients so that maybe it doesn't have to be as harsh, or even if it is harsh, they know what to do. I have a really good team of doctors, but the fact that they're listening to me,
Yeah.
and they're so supportive and they're caring, I'm blessed. It's hard and it's painful sometimes and it's scary, but I'm blessed in that place of trauma, of fear, of like, oh my God, what the hell is happening to me? There's blessings. If you look for them, they're there.
Yeah. Why did you tell the doctor? Why did you make that statement to him?
That he never had a patient like me before?
What do you
Because when I go in for treatment, I have tuning forks, I have flower remedies, I start toning, nurses walk by and they get, what the hell is she doing in there? And I do prayers and I do light language and
yeah.
I would come home from treatment. Of course, I was buzzed up from some of the other medication they gave me from the steroids. I'd start cooking and cleaning. I'd do the laundry. And my friends would, pick me up and take me home. And they're like, how the hell are you cooking and cleaning right now? I don't understand how you're even standing. I said, I don't either, but it feels pretty good. And that was in the earlier part of treatment. As I've gone more into treatment, it starts to accumulate and then the weakness comes in and more symptoms come in. But again, it's another learning curve. Okay, now that this is happening, what can I do to assist it? How can I nurture myself more? How can I love myself more? Maybe it's just today, do absolutely nothing. Get on the couch and put on Netflix.
Yeah.
Go sit in the park and sit by the trees. Call a friend and have someone visit you. It's this way of what can I do to take better care of myself?
Yeah. Wow. Are the doctors inquisitive or say, have they commented or anything about what you're doing?
Well,
Your own right. I mean, have they like,
on one of the days when my blood pressure dropped dangerously low and I thought I was dying because clouds came in and I was losing consciousness, I was actually in the infusion center when it happened. And my blood pressure dropped to like 50 over 35, which is very dangerous. I saw clouds and I thought, oh, fuck, I'm going to go now, right here. Oh, come on. And I realized it was a full moon in Aquarius. And the next day, was my father's birthday, who he's been gone for 52 years. And I thought, no, I'm not ready to meet you yet. I can't do that. I got to hold on a little longer. And then all of a sudden, I heard somebody talking to me and I came back to consciousness and I had an IV in me and they were pumping me with fluids and my blood pressure went right back up. And I said, I went in to see my doctor the next day and told him, yesterday was a full moon in Aquarius. And he's like, I don't know what that means, but I'm an Aquarius. Tell me more. And I started to tell him. And then I told him about my father and my, the whole thing with the first cancer and how I felt it was all related. And he was
mm,
fascinated by it. He's
wow.
like, wow. And they are Columbia Presbyterian Hospital is the bomb. That's all I'm going to say. If
Mm,
heaven forbid anybody ever needs the best oncology team, that's the place to go. They have on their team, they have a a psychotherapist who specializes in oncology, who I see. He
wow.
checks in with me once a week. He's very spiritual. He meditates. He practices yoga. He does mindfulness meditation. So this was the perfect fit. There was no mistake that, my higher self and my guides and my angels got me to the right people, because you don't usually meet these kinds of individuals in this type of medicine. I mean, I had a different oncologist the first time and he was the complete opposite. And I'm not bashing him. He still helped me.
Yeah.
But, you know, I know that there's a learning going on for all of us here. They're learning from me. I'm learning from them. I'm learning to honor that there is a reason why we have allopathic medicine on the planet. And I'm not saying that things don't go wrong sometimes, but things can go wrong with holistic medicine too, because I've experienced that myself.
What can you tell me just in your words what those two terms mean? I mean,
Holistic and allopathic.
yes.
Well, allopathic medicine are using, mostly pharmaceutical drugs and procedures, different medical procedures.
Okay.
Holistic medicine can be anything from sound healing to herbal medicine to, um,
Yeah. Okay.
essential oils to pray. I mean, there's many things, acupuncture,
Yeah.
chiropractic. But
Yeah.
I believe that both medicines are on the planet to work with each other,
Yeah.
and that's what I've been doing.
Now, have you talked about the higher self and the message of and you accepting and understanding uh, that you chose this, that this is you're right on track, I think is what you said. Have you received any other direction or guidance or information um, in regard to what's happening, be it uh, in your personal experience or on a collective scale? You
Well,
know,
I think it's in both, because what's happening to me is affecting many. And we saw that with the GoFundMe. I've had friends say to me, who haven't been through this. I have friends who have been through it and they've been my rock because they understand it. When I'm having a moment of, oh my God, I'm going to lose it. Somebody's got to talk to me right now and tell me something I need to hear that's going to make me feel better. I call them because they're like, yeah, oh yeah, what you're feeling is normal. Don't worry. But, of course, address it to your doctor. But, you know, I'm sorry, you asked, I have chemo brain. You're going to
no,
have to.
I understand. Well, I have short-term memory loss. So what I'm saying is, well, and you kind of went there, but I mean, you know, it, I had asked you earlier, you know, has it expanded or have you, and you already answered this, the
Yeah.
experiences that you've had, because you've got like two elements where we've got one, let's just say,
Yeah.
and you're saying it's gone exponential, you know, it's
Well,
gone.
I would say that you're definitely in another realm. If you think you go into other realms with ascension and then you add something like this to it,
Yeah.
it's like, wow, this is a triple, right? This is like incredibly intense and powerful. What's the lesson?
Yeah.
And the lesson again is, I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I know we're responsible for everything that happens in our life,
Yeah.
but I did not cause this cancer because I wasn't taking care of myself.
Right. That's right.
This came in for me to make growth. This is a massive spiritual advancement, an awakening, a rediscovering, a, you know, what can I do or maybe not do? That's just it. It's not about doing. How can I open myself up to receive love, to receive support, to learn from this, and then perhaps maybe somewhere down the line, I'm here to help others. I'd like to see it that way.
Yeah.
We have some intense stuff coming up with the planets. I know I mentioned it in the when I put out the uh, event on Facebook about the 1212 gateway. I want to talk a little bit about that
Yeah.
at some point,
Yeah.
But I want, if you have other questions and you want me to answer, I'm happy to stay with this as well.
Well, no, I'm open to whatever. I you know, I guess I have like maybe one, which is along the lines of what you were just talking about. But I find it absolutely fascinating that what happened with that one chemo treatment that you called a halt to, you know.
Oh, I knew that was going to be a troublemaker because I was having hallucinations. I mean, I'm laughing because when I told one of my friends, and she knows me well, she goes, "And you didn't flip out? You usually flip out with these kinds of crazy things." And I was amazed. I mean, I was seeing things when I would close my eyes, like this would be after treatment the next day or 2 days after. I saw people coming into my vision, like a guy on a pogo stick who I've never seen before, and a cat without a face. I mean, I was seeing things that I'm like, oh my God, where the fuck am I? Am I allowed to say that? Where the hell am
Yeah, this is Soulogy. Say whatever you
I? I'm
want.
like, where the hell am I? What the hell was that? Where the hell are you coming from? Oh my God. And I'm like, it got to the point where I flipped out, and I didn't flip out, but I finally said to my doctor, that's it.
Yeah.
We're going to do something else here because these creeps got to go. He
Yeah.
was laughing because I remember that, I'll never forget, it was a Friday night. I'm ready to go to sleep. And I said, okay, here comes the fire, Leo in me. I said, when I wake up, because it usually happens when I wake up in the morning, I open my eyes, and then when I close them again, I start having hallucinations. It doesn't happen when I'm walking around or my eyes are open. It was something with the frontal lobe of the brain.
Hmm.
So I'm getting ready to go to sleep, and I said, when I wake up in the morning, you creepers better not be here, because if you are, my angels are going to kick your ass.
Mm.
So I woke up Saturday morning. I looked around, I closed my eyes, and they were gone.
Wow.
They were gone. And I told my doctor, he was laughing. He said, oh my God. He's like, all right, well, that's good. I said, but you're not putting me back on that chemo. He says, no, we're done with that. You're not having that anymore. That's it.
Wow.
But I saw and heard, I was hearing things, seeing things, and I'm like, oh my God, what the hell is happening to me? I was freaking out. I said, is this permanent? They're like, no, it's definitely not permanent. It does happen.
Mm.
We know where it's coming from, and we're going to stop it. So, and they did. They definitely, he immediately honored me.
Wow.
That was a, that was like, thank you, because I needed to, in that moment, needed to know that they're going to take care of me no matter what. And they have been.
Yeah. I gotta tell you something that happened to me. And people say I'm being told I got to do this. I don't know if I get stuff like other people, but I've got to tell you something. So I don't know the astrology like you do, but I know around the 20th, 21st, something was going on. It
Of
continued
November, are you talking?
of this month. Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay,
And so there was a lot of things happening in my world
okay.
with animals. Uh,
Wow.
the last night before we left the cabin in in Northern California, I was laying in bed and I heard a cat.
Hmm.
And now they have bears out there and they have mountain lions, and but you don't see a mountain lion. You don't. We didn't even see a bear. Actually, I saw a bear the second night at 2 in the morning, but it was the same type of thing anyway. One of the things that happened was I heard this cat, and it wasn't like a roar, and it wasn't like a purr, and it was obviously a big cat. Well, the next morning, I went out to the back patio, and there was a sheen of ice on the wood, and I almost slipped. I thought, wow, there's ice here. Wow, yeah, I didn't even know it was that cold. Then I looked to my left, and there was these paw prints that were this big.
Wow. Was it a mountain lion?
It was a mountain lion because
Of course.
there was a big dog, a beautiful big dog there, and the first thing I thought, well, it was a dog, but the dogs always have the nails, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Plus, you could just see it was
Well, I think mountain lions do too, but they're different. So the
yeah.
paw is definitely a different
Oh, it
paw
was
dog.
whatever those are were this big. I mean, they
Oh,
were they were huge, and I knew in that moment because that's what I was saying. In this period, this stuff has been happening.
so you had this cat medicine visit you during the 20th, 21st, you said, or 20?
It was the 21st.
All right. Well, that's the day before
It
we
was the
were.
it was the 22nd.
Ah, well, there you go. Because we've been in the underworld of Scorpio. Of course, what a time for me to have to be in it. And we now have come out of that. On the 22nd is when the sun moved into Sagittarius.
Yeah.
So we came out of the underworld, the Phoenix rising, into the Centaur to move forward.
Yeah.
And thank God, because this had to be, I mean, everyone I know that knows astrology, or even if they don't, said to me, I have never gone through what I've gone through during this Scorpio time with this retrograde. It was the most horrific,
Yeah.
challenging. So there you go.
It was, and so that occurred through, or the intensity actually continued. Today's the 27th, so like say maybe the 25th. In fact, I almost got sick today because I was.
Well, you know why? It's this morning. Neptune has been in Neptune's been in Pisces. It's home. That's its home planet, Pisces home, and it went direct this morning at 7:33 a.m. Eastern time.
Well,
So that's all about dreams and illusions and having to come back into compassionate energy. It's actually a good thing, but I woke up nauseous this morning too, and I'm not blaming it on chemo because a lot of people are telling me they were feeling shaky. I woke up in the middle of the night from a very intense dream, shaking. I could feel it right before it was about to turn direct.
Yeah.
So we now have come out of that. We've come out of Mercury's out of it, but we're in the shadow. We're coming into a big gateway in December. It's a 12/12 Stargate. On that same day, we have a full moon in Gemini at 12:12 a.m. Eastern time on the 12/12 gateway.
that's balls.
That's going to be, I don't know who set that one up, but I'll tell you.
Let me tell you where I was going with this, and
Okay, go ahead.
what I was meant to tell you. I know that sounds strange, but this is
No, I want to hear it. I'm excited about this because.
so this period of time was what 7 days or so.
Okay.
We've gone through some major stuff, but the thing I remembered as I'm talking to you, and I'm being told So we were traveling, and we were, sometimes when you check in, we get two beds, and sometimes we sleep in the separate beds. Sometimes we sleep together. It just depends. But it was this one particular night, which I can't recall which night it was because it's been such an intense time. And but I'm pretty sure it was after a long day of driving, and and I don't know but I know when it occurred, I was in the separate bed, and I was still, even though I was in the separate bed, I was still doing our normal thing, in like clasping our hands. I was just doing it, etherically, and a lot of stuff came in. These animals, the bear, the dog, the mountain lion, a bald eagle. I mean,
Wow, you really have the gamut of creatures
yeah,
showing
they
up.
were a bald eagle, a red-tailed hawk. I mean,
Wow.
so they were all like talking to me. But then the entire room, okay, the entire room filled up with faces like the ones behind you, with Lyrian,
Oh my
all type,
God.
all types of Lyrian faces, with the shoulders and maybe the torso. I couldn't see like if they were humanoid, but the
Okay.
entire room, it looked like, what it looked like? It looked like, I know this is kind of macabre, but like a trophy room. Like
Wow.
they were, if I had to count, there had to be 50 to 100. They were everywhere. And I thought, what the hell is this? You know, but they were like, I'd never seen anything like that. Do you have any
Having
clue?
hesitation for sure, because coming out of that underworld of Scorpio, are you a Sagittarius? If
No.
I,
What's
all right,
that?
well, there you go. You're coming into your energy. And even though it's the horse energy, I could see how lions would show up, or in, bear, whatever. It's that same,
Yeah.
those big animals showing up. I'd be real surprised, not surprised actually, if you did see a horse or something. 'Cause, that's we're coming into that time of the power of the horse right now,
Yeah.
with this 1212 Stargate, and it is a gateway of transformation and acceleration of the diamond light frequencies coming in, and what are called the paradise codes.
Wow.
And on that day, December 12th, with that full moon at 1212, and it is a 1212 because 2019 comes out to a 12, and
Yeah.
you don't reduce it. I mean, if you want to reduce it way down, you got 12 12 12, it comes down to a 333, and then you add that up, it comes out to a 9, and 9 is completion. It's the ending of old energy.
Yeah.
As we end this old paradigm, this gateway of transformation, this acceleration of the diamond light coming in with the paradise codes, this is a transmission that comes in as a beautiful spiraling energy, a frequency from the galactic center containing, new creation codes, codes from the Elohim beings, the Elohim angels, that have to do with opening the heart, with healing the wounds of the heart, and really just finally saying, I don't have to carry this anymore.
Yeah.
I don't have to carry this old story.
Yeah.
That's what's going on with me. My trauma from my childhood is over.
Yeah.
It's over. Whatever you're going through, whatever somebody, it's over. We do not have to carry it. When it shows up in our face, oh, okay, how you doing? I see you, I feel you, I hear you, and it's okay to go now.
Yeah.
I honor you, I love you, I thank you for the lessons you've given me, but I don't need you anymore like this.
Now, is this came in or is coming in on the 1212?
Yeah, it's coming in on the 1212. These are galactic codes coming in, paradise frequency, as I said, these beautiful spiraling energies, beautiful frequencies to help us just let go of this past old paradigm energy, let it go. And if you're having trouble letting it go, because sometimes, all right, we're human, and if we've had terrible trauma, there are layers. When I have a really bad day, I say, you know what, God, universe, creator, I'm having a rough time here and I need your help. I'm going to hand over this fear to you. Whatever I need to know and take responsibility for, I will do that. But if this is just an old energy, or if this is collective energy, I'm letting it go and I'm going to give it over to you.
Yeah.
I've been doing that a lot, and I've noticed a shift.
Wow. This is really,
This gateway is going to help us. It's an opportunity. Take advantage of it, because then, okay, we're still in the energy of the new moon of Sag from yesterday, and that's also powerful. It's still not too late to plant some seeds of intention tonight.
yeah.
Plant some seeds of intention, because when we culminate on the full moon on that 12 Stargate, we're gonna, the growth comes in. Whatever's still not working out, we have the ability. Full moon is about releasing. It's also in Gemini. It's the communicator, the networker, learning, the mind, being adaptable, making connections, brotherhood, sisterhood, the twins. So when that comes in, then we head in to the solstice, the planetary solstice.
Yeah. 12,
And
21.
we have, again, that 12, 12, 12, and then 12, 21, 12. It goes back to that 9.
Yeah.
So, and the last thing we're going to have, December 26th, is the last eclipse in Capricorn of this year. But guess what? Next year, and this is going to have to be another show because we won't have time, and it should be another show. I found out some things about the 2020, and I didn't realize it until I started looking at dates and numbers, and then my intuition is so heightened from going through this experience. 2020, that 0 at the end there, if you look at the tarot, the 0 card is the Fool. It's potential. It's the new beginning, the rebirthing, the renewal. February 2nd, 2020. February 22nd, 2020. Powerful dates. Do not forget that.
Yeah.
It's going to take us into a whole other dimension, whole other realm. 2 is the high priestess. That 22 is the master builder. 2020, it's a 22-4. I mean, I don't want to get into too much detail, but just know that this coming up, this triple Stargate with the 12, 12, 12, and then the solstice, these are opportunities, even that eclipse. Yeah. Before we head into 2020, let those be times where whatever needs to be worked on or released, or whatever it is you got to get through, use those times, use those dates, call in your angels, call in your guides, call in your friends, whoever you need to. This is a great opportunity that the universe is giving us. It may not always be fun. It may not always be easy. I know there's challenges with this journey, but we showed up for it because we're meant to be here for it. We showed up for this experiment. That's exactly what it is. Yeah. There's nothing wrong. It may feel like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But you know what? We're here and we are doing it. Yeah. We're in it. This is it.
I'm resonating with all of this. Like even what I brought up about that past few days, I can see it. And first of all, 9 is is the number. And like a lot of people, 12, since I woke up, everything was 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Of course, 3, the 9, which is like my number, right? My birthday is December the 9th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I've got all this stuff, kind of aligning. Yeah. And then you have this 12-12 thing, 12, 12, 12, and then I remember the solstice, and I'm not a big, I'm not well versed in that stuff, but I remember distinctly the last 2 years. I remember the solstice and the impact that it had. And then last year in particular, that was like, to me, the solstice last year was like it's like you were starting a race and they shot the gun in the air. Boom. That was like new phase, Yeah. So to me, that this is really good intel. And now that you're telling me about the 2020 thing,
Oh yeah, that's going to be incredible. I didn't realize it till I started looking at some. I'm still looking up some things about it and tuning in about it, and I'm getting. It's going to be pretty potent and powerful. I have. We don't know what will happen, but what I do feel, we really have to stand our ground and be really kind to ourselves and others because we have 6 eclipses coming in next year,
Wow.
and there's going to be. I believe there's 1 in Capricorn, 2 in Cancer. Thank God we're finally getting out of that because that's where my natal moon is. Jeez. And then after that, we're going into Gemini Sagittarius because we're moving out of the nodes. The nodes right now are North Node in Cancer, South Node in Capricorn. Next year, it's going to move from that to North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sag, and that's where my natal nodes are. So it should be very interesting. And it doesn't matter if your nodes are not there. You're still going to have you're still going to feel it, and it's going to affect everybody. But I think we're headed for something profound. And
I'm in agreement with you. I remember. I'm still trying to figure out if this was 20. No, it would have been 2018, and it would have been. It would have been about this time, or maybe October, November, and Amanda, my soul sister, Amanda Lawrence.
oh yeah,
She came out with a download, and I'll never forget this. And she said, these numbers are going to have great influence. And the way she writes, she's like, I don't know
yes,
exactly what it means, but here's what I got, kind of what I got. And it was 22, 22, 21, 21, 12, 12. It was all two twos and 2 ones. And she was like, this is, and it's really like what you're talking about. They're like markers and
oh, big time.
of opportunity.
You were talking about the 9. You know what's funny? It's not funny, but it is funny. On my birthday this year, I came into a 9 on numerology. My life path at birth was a 9. 9 is completion and letting go, and I get a diagnosis. It's
Yeah.
like, hello.
Yeah.
It's like you can't make this shit up. It's like
You can't make this shift up.
you definitely can't.
So we've got a few minutes, but I want to TL Guadalupe, our sister. She asked a question.
Yeah.
I was going to ask anyway. She's asking if you would do a session with her. And my question was, and you mentioned earlier that you really can't.
Well, I'm holding off on sessions because I'm still in this process of rediscovering and recreating myself. But I mean, I want to thank you and Morgan Lee because you got me. I have not been on Facebook Live since all this went down. And I thought I can't be on live, I can't do anything right now. But now that I'm here, I feel invigorated. Like I was like, yeah, this feels really good. And I'm thinking maybe I'll come in and do some Facebook Live just to give information to everybody. As far as personal readings, let me tune in about that, but know that at some point I will if I'm not ready to do it yet. It's going to be up to my higher self, but I will keep everybody posted. But before we close this out, I'm going to have to offer a light language blessing.
Well, this was that was the second
I
thing.
can't not do
No,
that.
this was the second thing I was going to ask. And TL said, whenever you're ready. But, and she did say reading. So I guess that would be different than a session.
Well, it's more of there's certainly information that comes through for people when I give a session, but my sessions are definitely going to be different because of what I'm experiencing.
Oh, absolutely.
It's more about helping people align with their own, whatever it's their purpose, their divinity. I can't do it for you, but with the language of light and with my other tools and skills and intuition, things are starting to come in. I've been playing around with ideas and how I'd like to work with people, and the information is not fully in yet. So,
okay, that's fair enough.
I mean, I'm going to share more when it's time, but I would.
When you get to that point, let me know.
Absolutely.
we can, you know, we can support that and get the
Thank
word out. Yeah, I was going to ask you if you would, you know, which is already, you know, and you know, I have a lot of experiences doing these shows.
Yes, you do.
Sometimes I see things and all that, and now I'm kind of getting this, and again, I'm supposed to tell you, I think, I don't know why, but so this whole, you know, remembering what happened with all these Lyrians in the room is
No.
because they're all in the room. So I thought I was seeing, and I was, I guess, you know, there's double meaning, but so I don't know. I'm mentioning that in
Well, you have a Lyran soul. I mean, it's no doubt that you're absolutely connected to them. It's in your soul. I feel it. I see
yeah.
it and I feel it.
Well,
And it's funny because the Lyran energy's been coming in for me really strong lately.
I don't know what it was trying to, or what it's all trying to say, but that in the, you know, the request to do a light language healing, I don't know if
I feel
I was just supposed to tell you, I think I was supposed to just tell you that they're here. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know if, I mean, I'm just going to tell you what I'm feeling, because I do my intuition is more through my empathic ability.
Yeah.
It's not even what I'm hearing. It's what I'm feeling is that your Lyran soul is advancing. You're going through a major soul discovery as well, or a rediscovering of yourself. What's yet to come will astound you. That's what I'm feeling. It's you're coming into it. It's getting stronger. You're shifting. You're not who you were even days ago.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
You've come into a part of yourself that
Yeah.
you've not ever experienced before. I could feel it.
Yeah,
Your whole
right.
aura
Yeah,
is.
you're absolutely right. And Morgan and I discussed it this morning, and we had some. And it's not about me, but you're right on the money. You're right on the money. Like
I feel it. I
was,
could feel it. It's amazing.
yeah, it was enormous. But so thank you for that validation. So yes, let's do a
Okay.
light language blessing.
So a transmission and a blessing. Definitely the Lyrans. I feel the Pleiadians here too. Pleiadian Lyran energy coming in strong. Some Atlantean, the Elohim. Definite lots of animal spirits coming in. So let's just see what. Marukamuta ya moshanae ya kotola ya makolava satara mashaneate kakusutu. Hiaroma no zeja zarukamudi ai I chiaro kikikikikikichano ta. Chiaro mosotoro beshemi sevo kato I samakoshatonoti ya. This is to help with the 1212 Stargate I'm hearing. This is about transformation. Koromashamadai kamosofata yomakakuru komodobai karomasatara moshata. Hiaro ma goize mo lavote ma yama shenata. Heloro madai anahia doga moiveda huyanaya dehi. Haloya kotoru masayadaya ho. Hedoi edoki kotono sadoi. Haloya doi katoru dehi. Kolodaro doi. Kolaya shatoru da moya ho. Kiato me kotoi. Aloya, 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 Halomako ivada. Hashemagodam on sarajemia kosetai ikya. Hoton at ot et ay at Masoto makasata yamoshite akoko no soto Shemoro koi ze jazarako soto. Hiamo karuva sham andund edaga. Hiram ados ashat amakua. Waka tua. Makua tamasota sha. Asakashata shakata. And breathe. Shemokata. Drink a lot of water. Eat root vegetables. And a salt bath is good too. Get grounded. Be the amazing soul that you are, because no one is you. And this is your power, and together we make up this greater whole of this power of the light warriors. And so it is. Blessed be. We thank you. Amen.
Amen. So it is.
And so it is.
In endless gratitude, love, honor, respect, reverence. You're amazing. You've always been amazing. And I love, even though you're a woman, I love your balls. Well, I mean, I'm picturing this woman going in for treatment, doing toning light language, and these nurses walking by. I mean, that's the real deal. So I just want to say thank you, because you've been a big inspiration to me.
Oh my God, I'm so blessed. I want to thank you and Morgan Lee for reaching out and bringing me on, because I've been kind of in a cocoon all this time. And you know, it's funny, right as we come out of the Scorpio underworld of the dark, you know, that I've been in, you know, that beautiful, fiery, powerful energy of Sagittarius, you know, me being a fire sign, I needed this. And I thank you. And each of you who've been on this, you know, live with us tonight. And even if you're not, and you're going to watch later, and everyone who's been supporting me and sending love and prayers, I can't thank you enough. I want you to know how special and rare and precious each of you are, not only to me, but to this entire world and universe. And God bless each of you, and may the great mystery hold us all in one love.
Thank you, Maryanne.
Thank you.
Peace out. I can't say anything to that, so.
Oh, there you go. You brought the dogs.
Telling you, man, it's like I don't know what's happening, but thank you for the validation, the synchronicity. Let's check back in if you're open to it in another month, especially as we got the solstice coming, so that's a good time period in that range. But we'll reach out. You take care.
Love you guys. Love you all.
Thank you, everybody. See y'all tomorrow.
Love you.
I think we got stuff going on tomorrow. Bye, Maryanne.